It's the Pink Popcast, starring Benji Jones. He keeps up with the Kardashians. And Josiah Rizzo. He likes movies with subtitles in them. They don't always agree, but you'll never be bored. Or your money back, guaranteed.
Hey there, welcome to the Pink Popcast, our pop culture podcast where Josiah Rizzo and I argue about pop culture things, or just shit in general, that affects both of us. Or that affects one of us, and the other one takes it personally.
Haha.
I'm Benji Jones.
I'm Josiah Rizzo, and today I'm pissed off at you, Benji.
For what?
For why? So first off, you have, on multiple occasions, bitched about me not having watched either the first few seasons of Game of Thrones or the first few movies of High School Musical. I'm not allowed to appreciate High School Musical 3.
You can't.
Because I haven't seen the complete story.
Mm-hmm.
Benji, what happens in the final episode of Glee?
I wouldn't know.
Why? Why is that?
Because I won't watch it.
Fuck you. Argument over. You mean to tell me you're going to be all high and mighty about how I can't enjoy a project halfway through when you won't even finish it? You won't even give the creators the courtesy of seeing the vision through. It's not like a TV show where it's some random ass people. This is Ryan Murphy's completed vision. However I might feel about it, it's not the point.
Uh-huh.
You love it.
I love it.
I was assuming you loved it up until the last season you watched, right?
Yeah.
I
love
mean,
the
really,
show. It's
for real.
It's one of my favorite shows.
And you're not going to give Ryan Murphy the benefit of like watching his full complete. Get out of here. Explain.
Don't finish shows that I like because then they never end.
That
makes sense.
It does not make sense.
If I don't finish it, then I always have new episodes. It's probably like a weird.
That doesn't make sense. That's like you
like
are the crazy bird lady from Home Alone 2.
I was like, it's probably a mental disorder of some kind.
Actually, that would be really
like
interesting.
a detachment
Dude,
issue.
like, can you imagine if we got posts and comments on this? It's like, Josiah, how dare you shame Benji for
he clearly
for
has
dysphoria
emotional-
phobia. Dis
That was
TV
good.
phobophoria.
I think dysphoria phobia is like right.
Right.
Like I would.
How dare you mock it?
That sounds right.
Something I have to do. Hold on. Why don't you get out of the frame right now, and I can already pre-record my apology video.
Pick your
Hi,
apology.
guys.
So,
my publicist said that I should apologize, so I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Hi. I know that I'm really rich, and I said some mean things, and honestly, I meant them when I said them, and I mean them now, but I'm told that I need to let you know that I didn't mean them then.
And I still don't mean them now.
So
Otherwise,
I'm
money.
I
Swallow that pride real hard.
I'm sorry. All right, but pretending that I didn't just insult some issue there, I say you're wrong, and I don't. Some of my favorite shows, the best part is the ending because you're building up to this, especially for a TV. I will give you this. Here's what I will give you.
Okay.
I give this to you. I am a generous God.
Okay.
If it is I don't know what
My
just
phone
fell.
just fell.
If it is a sitcom
Mm-hmm.
where the linear nature of the show, it more or less doesn't matter.
It's not necessarily like an arc of a story.
It's not the arc of a story. Because it is, because you do finish other shows.
So I've recently been finishing shows.
Had you not finished any show?
Most shows I wasn't finishing.
Like the Umbrella Academy, 5 years ago, would you have finished that?
Well, I probably would have because I do enjoy it, but it's not like top faves.
Right, but I meant like a style of something like that. Would you have finished it?
Probably not.
Bro.
I just like to know.
It's not
that
like
I
Friends where you can
still
just
have
like
more. Like
it blows my mind because like Friends, you can shuffle, repeat, doesn't
but
matter.
there's certain. So I didn't finish Hannah Montana, which was my favorite show.
You haven't
at the
finished
time.
Hannah Montana?
I didn't, but that was specifically because I was mad that they had her reveal the secret at the end.
That's another
on
argument.
on top of the fact that I didn't need it to end. I haven't finished Glee because, well, truthfully, I don't trust Ryan Murphy to give me an ending that I want. So I stop it right at the point where everybody's happy.
Okay, when you put it like that,
Ryan Murphy likes to fuck shit up sometimes.
when you put it like that, I can understand the theory.
But I do know that he will end it well. Like, it'll be a good ending.
Right.
But also, it'll be the end of, like, I think I need to attach to something else before I can finish that. Something that's ongoing that I can then not finish. But also, probably not. I didn't finish Reign. Adelaide Kane playing Mary Queen of Scots because I know that Mary Queen of Scots dies in the end of her life, so I don't want to see that. So there are like specific reasons for most of the things that I don't finish. I watched like Friends all the way through, and I finished that because I was like, I think when I don't have the attachment of having watched something live where the episodes are coming out, like if it's always been over, then I can watch it all. But if it's something where I've experienced all, I did finish Game of Thrones because that was like an experience, like the whole world was watching.
Yeah, can you imagine if you were just like,
there was no way I could have not finished Game of Thrones because it would have been ruined.
Right, because then the peer pressure would have revealed how weird this mental disorder is of yours.
Mental issue. I don't have a mental issue. I'm fine. I'm fine. Also, I mean, yeah, I finished Vampire Diaries. So, you know, good on that.
But that one has something that you can continue and not watch, right?
Yeah, they did have.
Is it the Eternals?
They had the spin-off of the originals, and then
the Eternals. Is it the Eternals?
The originals. I literally just said it. The Eternals isn't a thing.
That's Marvel.
Probably.
The Eternal Originals.
There's the originals that spun off, and then I didn't watch the last episode of that. I got to the last season of Vampire Diaries, but the only reason I watched all the way to the end was because I was waiting for a certain character to come back, and she didn't end up coming back until the last episode, so they tricked me. Then the originals came, didn't watch the last episode of that for like a year. And then Legacies came out, which is the spinoff of that show, and I was like, good, now I can finish originals because I have Legacies.
Okay, as I was going to say.
Yes?
Not saying you interrupted me. You did. No. Maybe. The point is. If you have a show like Friends, which is like a shuffle and play type show, doesn't fucking matter. I mean, yes, oh my God, Monica and Chandler get together, I guess. But like, you know.
That was a big deal, okay?
I know. I loved it at the time.
Trivially say.
I loved it at the time. I'm not saying it's overrated then. I'm just saying it's overrated now.
We'll argue about that later.
But yeah, technically, you could watch any of those episodes and you'd be fine. You know, I like to watch things linear, but I can also watch an out of order episode
of like a sitcom.
Because
it's more or less just kind of like that.
And with a TV show, where it's been one writing team, or at least one vision for the majority of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It is a film. It is a story. You don't walk out of a movie theater in the last 10 minutes, you freak.
I'm not a freak.
Can you
Look, I don't want my shows to end, okay? Just because the network
restarted.
Just because the network said
it's not
that it's over doesn't mean that it has to be over.
But a lot of these shows, they get completed and there is a payoff. There is a story, and if it's done well,
not for me, bitch.
There is a theme. You are doing a disservice to the creator to not see through their vision. They made it. Do you think they just made this so they can like watch it in their own room and jerk off to themselves? Like
maybe, you know.
No,
if Ryan Murphy wants to call me and sit me down with the cast of Glee and say, "Let's finish this together,"
oh my God.
then I will sit down and watch up to the last episode, and
then
I'll say, "Bye,
bitch.
guys."
You're telling me.
I think it's a compliment. If I wrote something that somebody was like, I will not finish it because I want it to be new forever, I would take that as a compliment. I wouldn't.
Well,
be
I'm
like,
going to speak
you
from
won't
me.
Watch my complete work.
I'm going to speak from my perspective, and I would be fucking infuriated. You know why?
I never watched the last episode of Tinseltown. Yeah. I'm kidding.
You want to know why I would be mad?
Why?
Because I would see it as just sheer selfishness. I would be like, you are not able. I made this. Like, I get inherently everything we do is selfish, but we made a product that if we're actually putting effort into it, is a complete product. That the beginning, the middle, and the end, they all are in service of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you are the equivalent of someone going to a restaurant and saying, and the menu is just like, this is what it is, and you go, I want to change it completely. It's like at a certain point, or I don't want to pay for like half of it. It's just there's just certain things like I want to only pay $5 for Disneyland because I just want to go on one ride. It's like no.
It's an experience.
No.
Here's the deal. It's selfish on your end to put out a product for somebody to enjoy and then say you're enjoying it wrong. You're putting this out for somebody else to appreciate in the way that they appreciate things, so you can't tell them it's wrong. If you go to a 5-star restaurant and they say, this is our set menu, pay for it, eat it, and they go, oh, wow, I don't really want dessert today, and they leave the dessert and they leave, that's on them. They decided that they didn't want to finish it. If you go to Disney World and you pay the ticket and you go around and you don't hit every ride, that's on you because you decided I don't like spinny rides because they make me throw up. I'm not going to go up on the teacups. But Disney himself isn't going to resurrect and go, you didn't go on the teacups? Stab me in the heart, why don't you? I made those teacups for you.
Also, I hate Jews.
Goodbye. And
Oh,
I'm
damn it, come
cryogenically frozen somewhere, apparently.
Damn it. Well,
I'm saying you don't get to tell me
I'm saying
how
it's-
I enjoy my
it's
shows.
I'm gonna think of
And
a better
you know what?
analogy.
And you don't get to compare me not finishing something with you not starting something.
Absolutely. Tell me
No,
why.
Tell
me why.
I'm about to tell
Tell
you
me why.
Hush, and I will tell you.
No, I don't like the word
This
hush.
is why. Because in a show, in a movie series, the movies come out one by one, and there is a point where the movie has come out and the rest isn't out. Therefore, it is intended for it to be a pause and a break where you don't see the rest of that story. It is not intended for you to skip over the beginning of something that somebody, don't do that face, somebody took their time. It's literally your exact argument that somebody took the time to curate a story that has a full arc and you just hopped in on the end and said, oh, wow, that was great without knowing any of the buildup. It's bad for High School Musical where you just saw the third one after all the hype, and it's atrocious for Game of Thrones where you hopped in on the last season and people were like, oh, you watched Game of Thrones? And you go, yeah, I watched Game of Thrones. Bullshit! Game of Thrones has been on for 10 years and you watched 3 episodes. You don't get to say, I watched Game of Thrones. Fuck off.
If I want to come in and only eat dessert, that's on me, isn't it?
You can't use my argument against me.
I can if you think it's a valid one.
If I think it's a valid one, then that means I'm right and I've won this.
I'm willing to concede because I think it is bullshit that I came in on Game of See, here's the difference between you and me. I know how to win by knowing when I'm wrong. And I say I am wrong because it is a complete vision. I didn't know. The only difference I would say about Game of Thrones, not where I'm right or wrong, but the only reason I wouldn't want to start from the beginning is because I know that the vision is not fully complete. Because after a certain point, they just start kind of pulling it out of their ass. And
either way,
and
if
that's not.
you were
That's,
watching Game of Thrones, you wouldn't have known that.
I was
You
just being a
would have
piece of shit
enjoyed
at the time.
arc. Here's the thing.
I was being a piece of shit at the
Yes,
time.
but you also can't win the argument just by going, "You're right." That's not a
No,
thing.
what I'm
You
saying
can't
is,
go,
you can't
go,
get mad
I
at.
know I'm wrong.
No, no.
So that means
Here's
that
what
I
I'm
win.
saying. I am wrong because ultimately it is about the full finished story. I am wrong with Game of Thrones, which means though that you
And
can't
High School
get
Musical.
you can't get mad at me. Well, wait, how? No, there's a way where. Right.
Floundering,
You
'cause he has
can't
nothing.
get you can't get mad at me for not having watched the full story and then use that and do the exact same thing with
It's different not finishing versus not
it's
starting.
not because you're
It
starting
is.
halfway.
It is. It's
No,
different.
why?
to
Why is the beginning more important than the end?
Because the beginning sets up the end. You
No!
can't, you can't.
No!
Because
Why?
you can't.
What?
You can't just take the payoff that everybody else.
You can't
worked
just
for.
take the setup without the payoff.
You can't just. Yeah,
No!
I can. If I choose,
You're wrong.
If
You
I
just
choose not
said-
to finish something.
Oh my god! If I what? Then by that argument, you shouldn't have any issue. You shouldn't have any issue with me watching the High School Musical 3. I'm willing to concede that I'm wrong.
You didn't put because
you have no
me
setup.
Not finishing because I'm not finishing as in like disrespect to this show. I'm never going to finish it. I'm going to finish it at some point. I will stop and I will complete it. But for now, I just want to know that there's more of it left so that I have the peace of mind.
It's asinine. You're going to die one day and never have watched.
All I'm saying is that I have the intent to see the full story. You don't. You going to the end and watching the end is like if I went and watched the last season of Glee and go, that was great. I'm not going to watch the rest of it.
Bro, that's fucking potato.
You're a potato.
You saying I have the intent to finish it, and that makes you mildly better than me.
I'm not
it's
saying
like
it makes
an abusive boyfriend saying I have the intent of becoming a better person. Like either do or don't. You either tell, because here's the one thing I will say. What I do like about you is that you will cut shit off if you don't like it. I have a compulsive need to finish stuff. I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie theater. I have finished, for the most part, I've watched TV shows, even though I'm like, I don't know if I even fully like this. And I know for you, because there was a show, I feel like there's a show specifically we talked about where you were like, I didn't like it. It was another Ryan Murphy show. What was it? Scream Queens.
Oh, gosh.
You didn't finish the last episode. But that was for different reasons.
That was literally just because, like, I me and my roommate at the time, Gabby, hey, what's up? We're watching it.
Right.
And literally we're just like, this isn't that good. Like, we don't like it that much. And then we just kind of, like, slowly were like, I mean, do you want to watch the next episode? And we're like, nah. And then months and months later, I was looking at it, and I go, you realize that episode that we couldn't watch next was the last episode? Like, we could literally sit down and watch the last episode, and we both were like, nah.
And I honestly, I respect that, but because it's literally, it makes sense with what you just said. I didn't like it. Why waste the time? I admire that. I don't do that. I would have felt compulsively driven to watch the last episode.
If I had been in a different place, maybe, because I do have shows where I'm like, it's not my favorite, but I'll finish it, and I don't know why, but that one just I could not bring myself to do it.
If it's shitty,
also Walking Dead.
See,
I did actually love that show, but that one was an abusive relationship where I was like,
saying.
I will never be safe in this show, and I'm done.
It just infuriates me because I get it. I'm like, if you don't like the show, I'm not going to force someone to watch a show they don't like. I hate doing that shit. If it's a show where clearly like the quality has waned over the years and it's just like it's not the same thing, and it really isn't the same thing. It's like, okay, and there's not like a complete story. I'm just saying there are certain shows that it's just like it's been consistent. It's been one creative like voice, and you like it, you enjoy it, and that's the time where I'm like, I don't understand that logic. I get technically, yes, there's more episodes to watch, but it's like a person who saves money all their life and then never uses it. Or the analogy I previously used, but at some Kevin
point,
McAllister saving his shoes and never. It's just like,
oh, is that what you meant by that?
Yeah,
saving your shoes until you grow out of them.
And then he grew out of them, and that's all. And like that's what my argument is. It's like you can say that if you just went, I just don't want to finish it because I'm never gonna watch it again. I don't. But this quasi, I'm gonna finish it one day, and that makes me better than you, Rizzo.
Because
you know why I jumped on High School Musical 3? I wasn't interested in the first two. And then I saw the trailer for the third one that was a theatrical film. The quality was built up. And I went, oh, hey, I'm actually interested in that story. And you know what? Guess what? I enjoyed it all as well. You know why?
No.
You know why?
No.
Do you know why?
Because
there wasn't any fucking nuance.
Look, here's the thing. I may be saving money that I'm never going to spend, but you're spending money that you never made. Boom.
What?
If you like this?
You can't just say.
If you like this
No!
episode, this is over. We're never gonna agree. We're never gonna agree on
I'm
this.
just so
You're
mad.
Gonna keep attacking
You
me.
said I can't. It just infuriates me. You said I can't enjoy the ending
I don't
because
understand.
I missed the setup, and I said, why are you care about a setup if you're never gonna catch the payoff? I will concede that I'm wrong about High School Musical. I will watch High School Musical 1 and 2 if you finish Glee.
No.
There we go.
At the point where I finish Glee, I'll make you watch High School Musical 1 and 2.
No, I won't
We're gonna
do that.
episodes on it. But my main thing
I will not do the episodes of High School Musical 1 and 2 if you don't watch the end of Glee.
We're not doing them. And
Well,
we're
shit.
not doing High School Musical 3
It
either.
just
or the
I
Sharpay
will admit
movie.
that I'm wrong, and I will watch the full vision if you admit that you cannot attack me for not having seen the setup. If you won't watch the
it's
payoff.
different, especially with
No, it is not different.
especially
There
with
is no
movies.
difference.
There is a difference because each season has its own payoff. Each season is its own thing. Each season could be the last season. So if you stop,
Okay, well, that's a better
if you
argument.
Stop one season, but that's what I'm saying is when you watch if you watch the first High School Musical and you don't see the next two, but you want to, but you're saving them, you've seen a full story. Whereas, like, if you hop in on the end, you're missing the freaking setup, which is what I keep saying. You're wrong.
No, I am not.
He's wrong.
I would
think
agree with you. Like I said, if the TV show, like the last season, is just something that's completely out of nowhere and it's tacked on, because there are TV shows that done that. Like Scrubs, the Scrubs finale was like the second to last season, and then they brought the show back and had like younger doctors, and it wasn't
and
like
it was like a training,
and it still
thing.
wasn't the same type of thing. But it's like, but Glee. If I'm not mistaken, he finished up the story. He wrapped it up for all the characters. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Watch Ryan Murphy. He put effort into it. I might not enjoy his stuff, but I admire
what?
his hard work.
How about you text him and say, hey, my friend is a huge fan and won't watch your show. Please tell him to watch it. And watch me tell Ryan Murphy to his face, you did too damn good of a job and I won't fucking watch it.
I hate you. I hate the fact that I wouldn't have been as infuriated at this ending if you hadn't said that setup payoff thing. Because fuck you.
You literally
there
you
is
set
no
me
need.
up. You were like, oh, it's rude to not watch somebody's full vision.
No, I know.
Except I'll watch High School Musical 3.
what I'm
and
saying-
I have no regrets.
No, what I am saying is that
And then you can't just go, you're right, I'm wrong, so that makes me right because I want
you
my
just
point.
explicitly said you explicitly criticized me, and you were basically saying out loud, I'm also wrong technically because all I've watched is the setup and there is no payoff for me. Fuck you. I'm done.
No, all you've watched is the payoff, and there's no setup.
No, I'm saying, but for you, that means that it reveals
you've-
that all you've done
but
is watch payoff for Glee.
You've ruined. No, I watched
And
setup.
the difference,
I've watched
the difference
setup and
is,
payoff for 5
the difference
seasons.
is,
The difference is
High School Musical 3 was made to please everybody. It was made to be both a continuation of the series and, in a way, even though it has 3 in the title, it was made to be inviting for people who hadn't seen the show on television. So, I'm not going to completely say, like, I get it. It was the same creative team behind it, because I believe it was Kenny Ortega. Is that?
yes. All I'm saying is it's different not finishing something versus just watching the end of it.
It was a
It is
different
a big-
format.
it
It
is
was
a
a different
big
medium.
difference.
It was written to be something that was in a way standalone. And I'm sorry, but they're just kids in high school. Were
But
they
you
together?
also
Weren't they
didn't-
together?
What were you just talking? You haven't seen the first. What's it called?
What?
Step Up,
Okay, but
and that sets up
Those
the
mo-
whole thing.
does it really? Because
But
Channing
that's-
Tatum's not even
but
in
that's
the second one.
original classic.
Channing
like,
Tatum's not even
but That
in-
is the best one. That is the one.
That I will.
That is the
I've
one
heard
that
it
is
as
a movie.
I haven't like tried to
That's
avoid
like
Step
if
Up
you
1.
watch all the Bring It Ons and you haven't seen the first one. Like that's the one that's a real movie.
I get okay. Yes, but I haven't been avoiding Step Up 1. I just haven't seen it.
That's the same argument I have, and you're saying I can't say that.
No, you have actively avoided it.
I'm gonna watch it though.
Fuck you.
And you're
We're done.
saying I'm not avoiding Step Up.
No,
I just
really
haven't watched
Well,
it.
I didn't even realize I hadn't seen the first one until a few moments ago. I hadn't made a conscious, weird-ass decision about it. That's clearly born
Look,
from
I
dysphorophobia.
Dysphoriaphobia.
Whatever.
That's what it's called.
I just haven't seen
think-
Step Up 1.
I
But
think-
also, it changed genres as well. Like, if you hadn't watched Fast and the Furious...
What if I had watched Indiana Jones 3 and not any of the other ones?
So here's the thing.
What if I
Here's the thing.
watched...
Here's the thing. Indiana Jones were specifically modeled after serial films. So they were made to be like one of those old school TV shows where it was like, you watch it, one and done. You don't need to see a full completed arc. My argument is for completed arcs. Technically, you could watch... Actually, I watched Indiana Jones 3 first.
So I could watch...
I watched that before Raiders of the Lost Ark.
So I could watch, but then you
So
watched all
here's
of them.
the difference.
I could watch the third Pirates movie and not watch the other ones.
That because that one specifically, like that one doesn't make any sense to anybody who hasn't seen. You could watch Indiana Jones 3, and I'd be like, yeah, those movies were made to be on their own.
Overall,
But Matrix 3, first off, who would want to just watch Matrix 3? Weird. And who would only want to just watch Pirates 3?
I'm very
It's because it's a
I
completed
personally,
vision.
It's my own thing where I really cannot bring myself to watch something out of sequence. Like, I very much am like,
I mean, I get that.
I'm like,
I really
the third is built to something. It's one thing to watch the first two and like, oh, I haven't gotten around to the third one. I'm pushing it off. I'm going to see it at some point. It's another thing to just hop in at the end and go, wow, that was fun, guys. And everybody's like, who the fuck are you?
I'm not saying you're
and
wrong.
That's what you're doing. Let's be done. We're never going to agree.
I mildly agree with you. I get it. I'm infuriated that you can't watch a creator's finished story.
I can, and I will. I just haven't.
Babe, I'm going to change, I swear.
I'm not being abusive.
Guys, don't believe Benji. He's clearly never going to watch it.
Don't believe this guy because he clearly doesn't know what he's talking about.
And also, there was an uptick in quality. I jumped in when it was a movie.
Yeah, and that's called bandwagoning, which is shitty. That's what people do when they decide,
it's not shitty.
I like this celebrity now because they've done all this stuff and now everybody likes them and now I like them. When it's like, no, I've been there from day one.
You know why? Because guess what? They're not all that it's cracked up to be. They've got to fucking earn my attention. I like that argument of like, oh, I've been there for yeah, I get it. Hipsters do it all the time. I do it too. There's a lot of shit. But at the same time, too, it's like, I also understand if it's not good quality, you know why I haven't watched like The Office or, I mean, I guess The Office is technically better in the beginning than it was in the end. But there's just certain shows when people say, once you get past, like, no, screw you. It needs to earn its way into my heart.
But you don't just skip through seasons. You don't just watch the last
and you don't just finish
second to last season of The Office. You watch it all to get to the end.
Oh God, though, I would not watch all of The Office.
I mean,
once Michael
I don't
leaves,
like The Office.
Once Michael leaves, it's like.
But then you cut it off because then at that point it sucks. But that's your choice to make.
Right. And if you had said I haven't watched the final,
I get it because I don't like it. But no, I do.
It is a creator's vision. It is one specific vision.
It's like when you have a piece of cake and you say, you know what? It's my birthday today, but I'm going to save this for next week because I'm really going to need a pick-me-up after my birthday.
Except that cake is the same thing, and it's not a completion of a story.
It's the completion of a cake.
Yeah, there's not.
There's a slice of cake that's a completion.
There are emotional payoffs.
How long have we been talking?
I'm mad. I'm never gonna be.
There
satisfied.
are emotional payoffs that you haven't earned that you watch when you. This has been like a this has been a cross accusatory podcast.
So what do we do? How do we wrap this up?
Look, here's the thing.
No,
comment, comment,
okay.
and subscribe if you agree with me. If you agree with Rizzo, go ahead and unsubscribe because you're weird and don't deserve to be here.
No,
but honestly, I think that more people are gonna agree with me. So I'd be very interested to see.
You think more people are gonna agree with you?
Absolutely.
No, creators out there. If you went to one of your friends and they had like an art show and it was a specific walk through the line, like to get an experience, and you said, I want to leave before the last like area of this art show because I really enjoyed it and I want to come back next week before it closes. I would be so mad at you. Like, I don't care how you try to justify in this weird. It's selfish. I am asking you to come here and enjoy this like completed vision, and I'm just saying.
That's selfish that you want credit for something you're doing.
Get out of here.
Come look how awesome I am. I'm like, wow, I really enjoy this. Can I enjoy it in my own specific way?
I'm not saying Ryan Murphy needs you.
You have to enjoy it in the way that I want.
I'm not saying Ryan Murphy needs you, but I'm saying at the core, is a respect to the the artist. It's literally just paying respect to the fact that one person got to complete an entire story. There is an end for a reason. We don't just last forever. We die. We don't live forever. And you know why?
I'm going to live forever.
Most people have admitted that if you were to live forever, there would be nothing significant about anything, and you would just flounder. Endings make things better. And then guess what? relive it by rewatching it. I know that's what
And
you
look,
already do.
I know,
but
and I know that there is an end. I'm not deluded into thinking there's endless episodes coming. All I'm saying is I'm putting it off.
okay.
Like I'm not just gonna shoot myself in the face. I'm gonna live my days out.
Okay.
You know, I'm not just gonna give up. I think
I
I
can't
love that
say
your
anymore.
argument
I
is
can't
that
say
I'm doing a disservice to the creator and the story that they're trying to tell when you're watching third movies and not watching the story. Kenny Ortega did all 3 movies, and you just decided to watch the last one. You have no room to talk.
The first one should have been better.
You're gross. Anyways, we have to end it. Where are you going?
I'm Josiah Rizzo.
Look, like, comment, and subscribe.
We already did
Let
that.
Rizzo know how wrong he is. And if you disagree with me, you know,
We've
we
already
don't
said
care.
this.
Now, I'm Benji Jones. Who are you?
I'm
Leaving because he lost.
because there is no ending. That's how did you not pick up? That's what I was doing.
Oh, because it didn't make any sense.